Hi everyone, it's Kat. I'm so happy to be back here with you today. It's been about a month, which I can't believe since I shared my last video, and a lot has happened in that time. My kids went back to school, which meant the whole family was adjusting to a new routine. We've continued to navigate around some ongoing construction that we've been having in our house, and my husband was away for close to 2 weeks. And so things have been busy. And it was interesting because one of my friends actually asked me right before my husband came back if it had been stressful while he was away. And while we share a home with my parents and they're very helpful with the kids, there was some stress in having him gone just because more of the parental responsibilities and decisions fell on me, even though we were, in contact while he was gone. And it also meant that I didn't have quite as much time to myself, especially to do some of my self care practices. Um, and yet, I didn't feel, overly stressed while he was gone because one thing that I think parenting for the past 8+ years has taught me is that it's important to find these little practices that you can sneak in when you don't have time for a long asana practice or have a long time to sit in meditation or go for a walk or a run or whatever it is that kind of helps you get back into that centered grounded place. And for me, what I always have found, aside from movement, which I do respond really well to, so finding, just being able to get a little stretch in or a quick walk or something, when even that's not possible, my go-to is short meditation practices, especially ones that you can do nearly anywhere. Um, and one of my new favorites is one that I recently learned from my teacher, Katie Rose. And I wanted to share that with you because I find that, especially if you're in the Northern Hemisphere and you either have kids or you work with children, the fall tends to be a really busy time. And then also, we're getting closer and closer to that infamous holiday season that I think works a lot of us into a tizzy as well. And so, having something like this in your back pocket to pull out when you don't have a little time but need to find a little calm is always really helpful to have. And so I would like to share that with you today. Hopefully, while you're watching this, you can actually be seated and maybe even close your eyes or adopt a soft gaze. But just know that if you're using this out in the world, I have done this driving, obviously with my eyes open. I've done it standing in line at stores, waiting for appointments, because this is something that can be done kind of subtly without calling, too much attention to yourself. So doing it with eyes open and standing is always an option. But if you can for today, I'd like you to find a comfortable seat, and then I'll go ahead and explain the meditation before we get started. So, the meditation that I'm going to share with you is called the Let Go meditation. And it is a mantra meditation, but unlike a lot of mantras, we're going to actually be saying this internally. So, it's a silent mantra instead of one that you may speak out loud. And I love the spoken or the chanted mantras, but like I said, this one's really good if you are in a space where you're with other people. And also the particular way that this is done, I think you could try it spoken, but I think because you're working with the breath as you're doing it, it might be kind of hard to try to coordinate both. So the way that it works is on your inhale, you're going to silently say let, and on your exhale, you're going to silently say go. And you can either do your inhale and your exhale through your nose, or you can do an inhale through your nose and sigh it out through your mouth, like, or you can even make a noise if you feel like it, like, to kind of emphasize that idea of letting go. So, why don't we go ahead and give it a try? So, like I said, if you are able to, go ahead and find a comfortable seat. You can sit on a chair, you can sit on the ground. If you can get outside and sit in the grass, that's probably best case scenario. Really good all around for your energy and your anxiety level. And then if you feel comfortable, you can go ahead and start to close your eyes down or adopt a soft gaze. I always recommend that if you're somebody that's really struggling with anxiety and maybe prone to panic attacks, and or you are dealing with trauma, especially flashbacks, you may not want to close your eyes. It might be better to focus on something. You can light a candle to look at, or you can, hold or put in front of you a treasured object that you can focus on, or you can just look down at the floor in front of you, just kind of thinking about softening. I know it probably sounds a little strange, but softening the area around your eyeballs. So go ahead, get into your seat, get comfortable, start to adopt that soft gaze or close your eyes down, and then just listen to my voice and follow my directions. You're going to slowly start to bring your attention to your breath, not trying to change or alter or shape it in any way. You're just starting to notice the rise and the fall of the belly and the chest on your inhale and on your exhale. Being mindful to keep your inhale and your exhale even, or possibly extending the exhale past the length of the inhale. Maybe trying to soften that belly a little bit, releasing any tightening or gripping of the abdominal muscles. And then with every exhale, letting yourself sink deeper into the chair or the ground beneath you, almost connecting with that earth beneath you and feeling it rising up to support you in your comfortable seats. And then when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and start the meditation. So just as a reminder, you're going to silently say let on your inhale and go on your exhale. So let's get started. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. And now continue to do several more rounds of this, letting your own breath be your guide, shortening or lengthening those inhales or those exhales, depending on what feels most comfortable to you in your body today. And continuing to soften the body and let the muscles grow heavier with every exhale. And possibly even bringing to mind something that you want to let go of, whether it's physical pain, something stressful that's been going on, any conflict that might be going on in one of your relationships or in a work setting. Really anything. It could be anything that pops into your mind as something that is no longer serving you and that you're ready to exhale away as you say go. And always bringing your breath back to, your mind back to your breath and back to your mantra if your mind starts to wander. Meeting yourself here with a lot of kindness and compassion. As you seek to let go of something that may be causing distress or disturbing your sense of peace. And now after your next exhale, go ahead and release the mantra. So you're no longer repeating let go to yourself. but you are continuing to do that gentle, deep breathing as you're letting the effects of the mantra wash over you, hopefully beginning to notice a greater sense of calm and of peace and groundedness in your body and in your mind. And over your next couple breaths, start to bring awareness back to your body, maybe wiggling fingers or toes. And then, if you've had your eyes closed, you can gently flutter your eyes open. If you've been adopting the soft gaze, you can start to raise your eyes back up and just start to settle back into the world around you. Wonderful job. I hope that this was helpful. Like I said, I encourage you to try this anytime, anywhere. Like I said, if you are driving, you can do this with your eyes open, but I find it to be really helpful, especially if you're sitting in traffic and feeling the heat rising in your body. Um, and it's something that you could either do as a standalone practice, or you can couple it with, using it before and or after movement-based practice. It can be really, really nice to kind of settle in um, either before or after a practice. So I hope, like I said, that you enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below. And if you like this video, go ahead, give it a like. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you feel called. And hopefully I'll see you here again very soon. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.